How you doing? All right?
Yeah, good, mate. You?
How you getting on with your dog?
Absolutely brilliant, mate. I'm over the moon. The best thing you ever did for me, getting me in touch with Gary.
Lovely. That's really good. He's a good lad. He's really keen.
Oh, awesome, mate. Brilliant. I feel like I've improved myself, all over.
Brilliant.
Even with the other dogs on the shoots and a lot more professional. So Rosie's coming on like no tomorrow. Unbelievable.
Good. So you're getting your time in better and your movement, and the dog's listening to you, and the steadiness is better.
Mate. Yeah, I've completely changed my posture.
Lovely.
The tone of the whistle, everything, and it's paying dividends.
Great.
Like I say, even with the other dogs on the shoot,
It's so important to me because, you've got to when you trust somebody and you put somebody onto somebody else, they've got to be of a good standard, and you've got to have feedback. So it's really important to have feedback on someone that I suggested you train with because of the distance, and you needed a little bit more basic training to get that into you and the dog as well. And
absolutely,
it's not easy when as a professional trainer to say, oh, there's somebody in your area, but because I've seen his work and I've seen his commitment and his standard of training with his own dogs, he's at that stage that I'm quite happy for him to train other people, and I would endorse him. And it's nice when other people give feedback about him. Like, he's such a keen lad who wants to help people improve with their dogs.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, I would thoroughly recommend him to anybody. If anybody asks me now, come and see this guy because he's just brilliant.
Lovely.
He's awesome, mate. I mean, he pulls me up. He's direct. He tells you.
Yeah.
Straight to the point. No messing about. We had to give Rose a proper correction yesterday, and he said to me, "You're happy if I do it?"
Yeah.
Because you're just not tough enough. And I went, "Yeah, do it." And it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But my God, did it sharpen her up?
Exactly.
So I learned from that how to do a proper correction.
Well, that's the whole point, Bob. And the thing is, it doesn't mean you've got to do it all the time, but it means that if we don't teach this and we don't pass this on with our knowledge and understanding, where are people going to go in a minute if they think everything can be done with love and affection? Because we all love our dogs, don't get me wrong, but the dogs will soon work you out and play you. That's what they do,
absolutely,
don't they?
Mate. Rose was playing me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And now it's a different kettle of fish. And she's more fond of me now.
Yeah, lovely.
She wants to be with me now because I'm putting that discipline in and correction, and she's loving it.
That's what matters. That's what matters to me, Bob, to have feedback like this. Would you mind me sharing this, Bob, on the Patreon group just to let everyone know how well Gary's helped you?
Oh, no, share it, Chris. Share it. Yeah. Fantastic, mate.
Thanks very much indeed. Yeah.
It definitely needs to be put out there because I'm over the moon. I mean, just unbelievable, the difference.
Yeah.
And the difference in me as well,
My dream has been all along when I first started trialling and competition work with dogs, gun dog competition, it was only a shop window. It was to show the skill, my skill set, because my passion has always been training people to train their dogs, because I've seen so many people been paying money out left, right and centre for trainers that haven't got a clue. And my passion has always been to build a network of trainers up and down the country that we can trust, and we can say to people, hang on, okay, I understand, I'm right way down in Cornwall and you're up in the Midlands, go to this person because this person I can endorse. I won't just endorse anybody, Bob. It has to be of a good standard for me to get involved in that, because I'm not making nothing from it, but Gary wants to go so-called professional and dip his toe in the water and see what it's like. And I said, yeah, go for it. The standard of your work and the commitment you've put in with the group as well, and the people you've reached out to help, I think that you're at that stage that everybody's got to start somewhere, but I've got 100% confidence in him that if he was struggling with something, he'd pick up the phone and speak to me. And that's what we've got here with this tier of Patreon members. If you're in that tier 2, you automatically get that sort of help from me as a professional if you need it. Because we've all got to start somewhere, but he is not just starting from somewhere. He's got his dog to a very good standard that anybody would be proud of. And I've watched
absolutely,
him,
mate.
I've watched him reaching out. I watched him reaching out, and he reaches out to help other people. And he said he's enjoyed working with you and helping you and watching you improve. Now, some people improve really quickly. Some people improve slowly. We're all different. The same with the dogs. But I'm so happy that you're getting on with him. He's enjoying it. You're enjoying it, and you're getting success from it. So well done.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've made good friends. I mean, I'm going to go on his shoot and pick up, and he's going to come on mine.
Lovely, that's brilliant. That's what it's about.
I said to him yesterday, you know, I'll be over the moon if I can get Rose to the standard of your dog for when she starts picking up, which is next season, when she'll probably be about 2 and a bit. I'll be over the moon.
Exactly, of course you will, and that's by not rushing it, you will. Because if you do it the way he says...
And also, Chris, as well, if you've got a dog like that, it makes your days so much more enjoyable.
Oh, so much more enjoyable, without fail. People just look back and go, who trained that dog? And you can go, I did, with this person's help. That's the difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant, Bob.
I say, Chris, the best thing I ever did during the lockdown was watching you on YouTube. And obviously it's progressed from that.
Yeah. Brilliant. Lovely. That's really good of you, Bob. And the thing is, when you came down here, it was so hot, unfortunately. We couldn't do too much with the dogs because it was so hot, remember? But
yes, it was, mate, yeah.
You know, when we see you down here next time, you know, we'll work on different things because then Gary has brought you through to that level, if you know what I mean.
Exactly, mate. Well, I'll be down in November, mate, so...
Yeah.
I'll be in touch and we'll book half a day.
Yeah, magic. Brilliant, Bob.
Or probably a full day, Chris, because it's about an hour from where I am.
Yeah, no problem at all, mate. Yeah, we'll sort something out. Have fun. Nice talking to you.
Mate.
Thanks for ringing.
Thanks, Chris.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What a great conversation. I'll put it onto Patreon because I think it's important to give praise when praise is due. I had a number of people come over to Tier 2 for a number of different reasons. Some just wanting to gain more experience, more knowledge, but some wanting to go forward and promote themselves as trainers once they've reached that stage. Now, Gary has taken his time, he's worked hard, he's trained his dog to a good standard, the standard that anybody would be over the moon with, and that's really important. And it was great that me and Bob had a chat, and Bob can endorse Gary for the fact that Gary has spent time working with Bob. It was my dream all along to be able to bring people together in the dog training world instead of fighting and bitching, and help each other. But the problem is out there's so much backstabbing, misleading, lying, jealousy. We haven't got that in the group. And I'm really pleased about that, and that's so important. It's about helping others. It's not about endorsing yourself. It's about reaching out and helping others. My job as a professional gun dog trainer, you could say, is to bring in as much business to yourself as you can. One man can't do it all. If I can reach out and help other people around the country by endorsing other trainers, and that's what I do. But I just won't endorse just anybody. And it's so important for you people to understand that anybody can build a franchise and make money on it. That's not what I'm out to do. I'm out to promote dog training, gun dog training, for the right way, the right reasons. There's plenty of successful trialing people out there who've been very successful with trials, and yet they're feeding bullshit on the internet. So you could say, well, has Gary won competition? Does it matter? If Gary doesn't want to run in competition, but he can train a dog to a very good standard, then why not? It doesn't mean just because you haven't won competition, you shouldn't be teaching others. But what you need endorsement, and you need somebody watching and helping when you need it, because everybody's got to start somewhere. Now, I wouldn't endorse somebody who's just started and they've brought a dog in that's been trained. Let's take commitment into the equation. Let's take the fact that you put up your stuff to show other people without worrying about what other people will say. If you can't put up your own stuff, you shouldn't be teaching others. We had Daniel Quinn for anybody who's been in for over a year, nearly 18 months, will remember Daniel Quinn coming down here, who wanted to become a dog trainer. Keen as mustard at the time. But has he kept it up? No, he hasn't. That's not Daniel's problem. Daniel's got to take the direction in life the way he wants to go. Now, I know he loves his DJing, and I see that he's getting on with his DJing, and I think, good on you, Daniel. You've got to go for what you want to achieve in life. But I can't endorse people who are dreamers. I have to help people who want to help themselves by helping others. And that's what this is about. This Patreon group has to show the quality of your work. Never mind the bollocks. Show me your dog. You're not going to get an endorsement from me to help others unless you show me that you can understand and work your dog yourself and are willing to put up the videos to show it. We have a wonderful platform that we can reach out and help others, but also learn at the same time. Everybody can still learn. Everybody, including myself. I'm open to anything I watch. If it's better than the way I do it, I'd endorse it. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter if it was treat training, positive only. If it works, I'll endorse it. The one thing I will not endorse is cruelty. As simple as that. There's a difference between giving a correction and knowing when to give a correction and how to give a correction. That is so important. What we're losing in today's society is people willing to stand up and say it the way it is. So there's plenty of people out there who can train a dog to a good standard, a winning standard, but can they train people? Are they willing to train people? In my day, when I first started, it was a closed shop. People weren't willing to come forward and give off their trade secrets. Why not? We're doing it for the dogs, aren't we? Surely, not for our own ego. But standing in front of a camera with a trophy, is that all about ego? Or is it about the skill set you have and the quality of your training? We all like to be endorsed. We all like to be acknowledged. And winning is an acknowledgement. But unfortunately, in the gun dog trialing world, if your face doesn't fit, sometimes you're wasting your time. That doesn't mean you can't win, but you've got an uphill struggle compared to everybody else. Especially when you start winning on a regular basis, you become dangerous to the old school. And then the old school retire or die, move on. And the younger generation come in who think they know it all. And we see dogs being trained at 6 weeks old, still in the puppy pen with the mother, and they're starting their training. And at then 14 weeks old, 16 weeks old, they're doing blind retrieves. Are they really getting somewhere with their dog? Or are they trying to impress Joe Public? That's what you've got to ask. It takes 2 years to train a dog to a good standard, so it can go out in the field and work in the field. If you can get your dog out there before then great. I've been out there with 12-month-old dogs schooling them, but they're not trained. They're being schooled. But it's knowing when to school them and what pressure to put them under and what pressure not to put them under. We are so privileged to be able to work on shoots and work our dogs. I've seen more dogs ruined on shoots, chasing birds, not listening, no control. And yet, what are we seeing now at the moment? We're seeing people putting so much obedience training into a young puppy of 4 months to 6 months of age and trying to impress everybody and say, look, I'm a natural. I've been there, I've done it, and the wheels fall off. I would say 70% of the time. So you're going to have a 70% failure rate at doing that. They look great as youngsters. They seem to have a learning curve, some dogs, that come forward really quick. But isn't that the same as children? In school, did you not struggle, some people? And then you've gone on in life and done well for yourself. It's how the brain works. It's how you retain that knowledge. And the dogs are exactly the same. Some can retain the knowledge at an early stage, but you can also suppress that dog and not get the best out of it. Now, no one's suggesting you wait 2 years before you put the training into a dog, because you're building a foundation in your training from day one of getting your dog back to you and starting to call the dog to you, gameplay with the tennis ball, half a tennis ball, little sock, anything to get that dog carrying and retrieving. Once you've got your carrying and retrieving done, then you can move forward to the next stage. But I guarantee, if you start the hunting too soon, you'll have a problem dog on your hands, as simple as that. So then we get onto the shoots, and the shoots are where the real temptation and pressure is put under the dogs. If you haven't done your training right, the wheels will fall off. It's simple as that. You shoot a bird and the dog's looking at you, and it's not looking in the direction of bird. You've overtrained. You've trained in the wrong way. You want the dog to have the confidence to look out towards the shot if you've trained it right, to have a look in the direction of the falling object, to see the movement but not move till told. There's nothing finer than sitting a dog there and having a comfortable day on a shoot, knowing that your dog's not going to run in and pick it, but you can keep your dog off the lead, sitting there waiting for that bird to be shot. That is so important in dog training, and yet they don't show this on dog forums, on videos that people put up. They show you dogs retrieving dummies and they show you dogs retrieving birds, but they don't show you how to get the dog to that stage. The temptation of shooting a bird like that, you know that bird is dead. You know that bird's not going nowhere. But once you get a bird that's been lightly tapped and your dog's not looked in that direction, that bird is not going to be in the bag. Dog training is quite simple if you keep it simple. It's black and white. You do get the odd problem, and if you know how to address it, you don't have a real problem because you don't make a bigger problem out of it. The skill set is working that dog on a shoot, whether you're in the beating line or in the picking up line, or whether you're rough shooting or you're running it in competition. My advice would be, why go to a trainer, a gun dog trainer, who does not shoot, who has not shot over dogs, who doesn't understand the difference between a runner and a dead bird? The idea is you've got to find someone who's been there, done it, and read the book. And that's not easy in today's society, because everybody wants to rush through and become something. It takes time to build a portfolio of knowledge, understanding, and it doesn't happen overnight. So I'd like to take the time to acknowledge the quality of Gary Marriott's work with his dog, his commitment to reach out and help others learn the Corleone way. And like I keep saying, we've all got to start somewhere, but I wouldn't endorse somebody with no knowledge. He's shown his knowledge, he's shown his skill set, and he's ready to move forward and help others. And that's what we do here at Patreon. We support people and help people achieve what they want to achieve. So well done, Gary. A great endorsement by Bob. Hope you've liked what I've said, and you deserve it. And you deserve it because you're an active member of the Patreon group. You go out of your way to help others and give your own opinion, and you're not scared to give your opinion. I will only endorse people who say it the way they see it. It doesn't mean we're always right, but you know where you stand, and that's